Broadcasting from the business capital of the world, this is the Podcast Business News Network.
Welcome back to the show. We are joined by our professional organizer and friend, Shira Lurie. How are you today?
I'm good. Thank you so much.
Pleasure to have you back here and excited to talk more about the work you're doing. And for new time listeners, tell us a little bit about you, the name of the company, of course. And I know we're going to kind of recap a little bit of things. And also, we're opening up the line. So if someone does have questions as we continue, 631-307-4010, 631-307-4010. In the meantime, say hello and tell us a little bit about what you do.
Thank you. Yeah, so my name is Shira Lurie, and I'm a professional organizer based out of New Orleans, but I do work with people nationwide through referrals and through virtual professional organizing. I work with a lot of clients within the state of Louisiana, and and kind of talk a little bit about what that means is I go into people's homes, we have a consultation, and we kind of figure out what they're looking for. And we kind of talk about the overall project. Sometimes it's a whole house. Sometimes it's a particular room, like an office or a storage room. And so, yeah, I go in and I we declutter, and then we set things up and organize things that really work for my clients and have it be functional and aesthetically pleasing, and really working together with my clients to have their homes run more efficiently. And that sort of flows into people's lives, which is why the name of my company is called Life Organized Nola. So,
Beautiful.
yeah.
Well, thank you. And the website as well?
So it's lifeorganizednola.com, and organized is past tense. And you can reach me through there, see some of my projects, and catch up on newsletters that we have, that kind of stuff. And then you're also welcome to call me and text. If I don't call or text you back right away, I don't speak with people while I'm at sessions or in meetings. But my number, feel free to call or text, is area code 248-709-0609. And that's actually an out-of-state number, but I've lived here for 10 years and I just never changed it. So it's just a different area code.
Well, thank you for being here. So for today, I know we're going to talk about organizing efficiently in a sense and making sure we could do the best job we do. And you did just kind of mention to declutter first, right? So explain this. So is it like a whole day set aside, or a first few hours of decluttering? And what does that mean? Does that mean throwing away the things we don't need or putting them in a pile for donation?
Yes, it means both. So
okay.
what I do with my clients is I like to organize as I go as much as possible. So decluttering means a couple of things. It means primarily, like you mentioned, getting rid of things, either throwing them away or donating them. And one of the things that I like to do, Jill, is to take the donations away the day of. And that encourages my clients to really make a decision right then and there. And I prep them for that. I make sure they understand that. We have discussions about it. And then we just, move along. The other thing that I do about decluttering is, if something that is in one room, say a living room, belongs in the bedroom, then we put it in the bedroom, even if we haven't started organizing the bedroom yet, because we're focusing on one space at a time. And that's something that is really difficult for a lot of people, because if they put something in the bedroom that was in the living room, they'll say, oh, let me do this, this, and this in the bedroom. And I really try and encourage my clients to focus on really making sure that it's a specific area in the allotted time. So yes, sometimes does it take a day? I've learned pretty much 100% of my clients can't do anything more than 4 hours. It's kind of like taking a test. You're on point, you're thinking, you're working, and I make it as fun as possible and as enjoyable as possible. But really, after that, clients are just kind of done.
Yeah.
And so I usually do, 1 or 2 4-hour
Okay.
sessions a day.
Burnout. Okay. Got it.
Yes. Happens a lot.
Yeah. Okay. That's good. So a little at a time. And then you mentioned don't invest in containing. Also, but speaking of containing containers, what types of storage things do you prefer and what types of bins? Can I call them bins and containers?
You
Or
can
do you
call them
prefer
bins.
boxes? What do you think is best? What works best? What color? Labeling, not labeling, clear, colored. What do you find? How's your system work?
So I love all of my clients are different. So everyone kind of has different needs. A big thing for me is whatever their style is or their artistic, whatever, or how they want something to look, I really want it to look all the same. So I try and use, for example, I just did a gift wrapping station the other day. There were 5 bins full of ribbon, and they all had to be the same bins. And I am a big sometimes people like rattan, sometimes people like clear plastic so they can see it. But whatever it is, I prefer to label it because I can organize all I want, but I'm moving things around from my clients. So if they're not going to remember where things are. And we kind of want to take that pressure off of people so that they know exactly where things are, be it in their bathroom, gift wrapping station, living room. I like to label as much as possible so they don't have to remember the new system
Yeah.
that is working for them. So yeah, I'm a big person on containers, but also like you had mentioned, I like to
Do
declutter
you
first.
got it?
And then kind of if we need to buy things, then we will, and I'll order them and bring in the next session or something like that. And sort of discuss that. Sort of discuss that under, at the consultation in the first few sessions. So, and I also like to use what clients have because a lot of times in which I love, but people find like, oh, they're out shopping. They're like, oh, I see these bins at Schmom Goods or whatever it is. And they'll say, now I'm going to get organized. So a lot of times people always already have them. And a big thing for me is another piece of advice for people is try not to go too big. Because
I learned my lesson with that. These Sterilite, I think it's 55 quart or liters were good. They're like this, but then I got invested in the Sterilite clear like this. And guess what? I can't lift them up and down the attic. I said, what was I thinking? So when I finally was doing all my children's clothes and arranging everything, it was like, hold on, we have a call coming in. Hold on. Sorry. Hi, welcome to the show. You're live on the line. Who's this?
Yes, hi, my name is Eamon. I'm just having family over, and I just have so much clutter around. I'm not sure where to stay. Just trying to see what your advice would be on that situation.
Oh, I love that question. Thank you so much for calling in. So I would do a kind of set your timer, do an hour. And I know this is a really hard time of year to do that, but just do an hour and just put things away. So take that time, maybe add it on to your cleaning and really focus on putting things away. Throw stuff out if you want. Put it in a bag for donation. Don't worry about containers or anything like that. Put it in the garage and then you can take it later. But I would say definitely take some time. And also, here's the thing. We all have lives. Nobody's house is perfect. Nobody's going to come in and go, ew. People are just happy to see their friends and their family. So do what you can to take the pressure off of yourself, but don't feel like people are going to be like, wow, your house is a mess. Of course it's a mess. It's the holidays. And we're all just busy people. And so I would literally, honestly, set a timer and just put away as many things as you can and throw out things as much as you can. Because a lot of that stuff sitting around, you probably don't need or goes in a different spot. And the other thing is focus on where people are going to be, like the living room, if you're celebrating Christmas, where the Christmas tree is. kitchen, bathroom. Don't worry about the bedrooms. Close the doors. And so it doesn't drive you nuts. And again, people don't focus on that. They're focusing on seeing friends and family for the holidays. So try not to stress yourself out about it too much.
Good. And I think we lost him, to be honest with you. Hello, hello. I heard a click. So I hope you heard that. It's good advice for
Yeah.
everyone. Well,
Yeah.
okay, good one. And then, by the way, just to back up on what we were talking about, the bins. So I had these long, now I can't manage it. And it's too heavy when I pack it up.
Yep.
I'm like, why was I thinking of that? It just bothers me so greatly.
Yeah.
And
Well, people think bigger is better. I mean, this is America, and we're a society of consumerism. And for some things, big bins are a good idea, but they have to be lighter. So I'm a big proponent of, I'd rather have
Yep.
5 or 8 small boxes or medium-sized boxes that you can lift of Christmas stuff and Christmas decorations when you put them away in the attic than big boxes. One, it's dangerous to take that stuff up into the attic, and you have to be like an acrobat to do it. 2, it's too heavy and too awkward, so it's a safety issue as well. 3, it's not manageable.
Mhm.
And the weight gets, the bins get filled up really quickly. So yeah, I'm much more of a medium sized gal,
Got it.
literally and figuratively.
I love it. I love it. And one thing I got to tell you now, because I have old bins in the attic and old bins in the basement. Now I want to, even though I'm not done decluttering, I'm like really bad with this, and I've been trying, and it's my big struggle for people out there who don't know. I want them all to match. I want all the same Sterilite clear with the purple handle that Target sells and other places. But so my eventual goal is to get rid of all the old bins and change them to update my storage look.
That could be your easy peasy New Year's resolution.
Yes.
Just go buy them and go switch them out. You know, one day when the kids are out of school, they can help, and then get rid of them and label them.
Yes.
I like to use, like little labels or whatever, but take something, use a permanent marker, and you can always switch it out year after year. But, definitely label stuff. So when you are peeping up in the attic and you're looking for things, you know exactly what holiday it's for, what's in
God
there.
bless.
The
This
more
is my
specific
New
you
Year's
can
resolution. It's amazing. Yes.
I love it. That's important.
Let's remind everyone how we can contact you, please, and then we'll continue.
Sure. So you can contact me via lifeorganizednola.com. Organized is past tense. And then feel free to call or text me at 248-709-0609. I am based out of New Orleans, Louisiana, but I work all over the United States. If anybody in Hawaii wants to hire me to come out there, I have no problem doing that. And yeah, if I can't pick up or text you back right away, I'll call you back or text you back as soon as I can, because that just means I'm with clients.
All right, got it. So you mentioned containing our belongings isn't about being organized. It's all about the visual organization, which we kind of talked. It has to be aesthetically pleasing to the eye.
Yes.
And did you want to elaborate on that a little bit and then talk about upkeep and maintenance?
Yeah. So there's 2 big parts to professional organizing. One is to obviously declutter and keep the things that you love.
Okay.
And I have this lovely, lovely client who's so thoughtful and sees things that she thinks, oh, this person loves flamingos, for example. Let me get them this flamingo bag. And that's very thoughtful and so sweet. But just because you see something that you think someone else would like, doesn't mean you have to buy it, especially if it clutters up your house. So, that takes away from the aesthetics of being organized. And, my clients really work hard. I mean, we both work hard, and the aesthetics need to be, it's something just as important as functionality. And a great example of that is if you've got library shelves or a space where you have art and stuff like that, and you've got some books there, you don't have to put the books vertically. You can stack them horizontally and put something cute on top. That looks very nice. That's an easy solve. And it's something that a lot of my clients forget about because they're just in their zone this whole time. And so, yeah, it's got to be functional and aesthetically pleasing to their taste, not necessarily to mine. Because if we don't see eye to eye on something or have different tastes, the goal is still the same, but it might be different than what I would do. And that's completely fine because we want it to work I want it to work for my clients. It doesn't have to work for me. It has to work for my clients. So yeah. And then what was the other question? There's two parts to that, the functionality and the aesthetics. And I forgot. Brain fog for this time of year.
We all have it, please. Yeah, I think that's good. Upkeep, maintenance, the unorganized brain.
Just like the caller that we just had, the house is cluttered. And if you can maintain it and keep things up, when you have family coming over or a visitor or something like that, you're not scrambling or anything like that. So once everything is organized and labeled and all that stuff, even if it isn't right now, like I mentioned earlier, definitely, put things, if something is from your bedroom and it's in the living room, put it at least in that room. And so maintenance and upkeep, it's like cleaning your house. We all have to do it. And I'd like to call it like a little reset. I'll either do it the evening, or in the morning. I've got a couple of things that I need to do right now, just because of the next couple of days. Christmas Eve, I've kind of blocked out some time to really go through, and I've gotten a couple of presents already, so put those away, and things like that. So there's definitely maintenance and upkeep, and just you add it on every couple of days. Don't put the pressure on yourself to feel like you have to do it every single day, because then it's not fun. Then you're going to hate it, and then you're not going to do it. But we all like decluttered and organized houses. And while I can't live with all of my clients to keep that stuff up, I really try and implement systems where it's as easy to keep things up when I'm not there. And labeling is a really good example of that. So that's something that goes a long, long way, because the other thing is that other family members, if you live with other people, know where stuff goes, at least generally. So that's kind of where I'm coming from with that. And so definitely maintenance. It's just part of the being organized, I guess, is the least succinct way to say it.
And then the donation aspect, and that's a good one. That helps, because it's so hard to throw everything away, and we got to remind ourselves of that.
Yes. So for example, if or kids grow out of clothes and you're not going to have any more, you don't need to keep them for other friends or family members. You can if you want, but only if you've got the space. I'm a big proponent of donating. One of the main places that I use here is a substance abuse recovery center and domestic abuse survivor centers, because a lot of these people have nothing, and definitely people can use it. And as much as here we've got really good Goodwill centers, but I've kind of switched into the smaller charities. But literally whatever works for you, because the goal is to get it donated and get the tax write-off and get it out of your house. That's the number one goal. So whatever works for you and whatever is easiest for you. You can Google something that's the close by. And I don't usually do drop-off boxes, especially because I get the tax write-off for my clients. I don't keep any of that stuff. And then, one of the things that I've started doing, and I think a lot of people have heard about, is something called time blocking.
Mm-hmm.
And, I use my calendar for everything. And I have for a long time. I kind of keep everything in one place to keep it easy, and hopefully I don't forget anything, which does happen because everybody's human. But, that goes back to what I was saying earlier about just set your timer for an hour. That's time blocking for a specific task. So that helps people keep focused too. And that's something that's really important.
Got it. Do you mind if maybe it's a hot flash. I have a tank top on. I'm sweating right now and I can't, like, I'm sitting here and I'm making faces probably that are like weird because I'm hot. Do you mind? Like,
No,
oh,
not at all.
yeah,
I
it's
can
hot in here
keep
today.
talking if you need to go change.
What? No, why is my camera
No.
off?
Nope, it's back on.
What happened? I just took my sweater off. I didn't shut the camera. Ah,
Nope, I
okay.
know.
Woof.
Aren't they the craziest? Ugh. All of a
45. It
sudden.
just started because like the whole I
Yep.
haven't gotten my period in months and that I was that's a whole nother show.
Yay.
Okay. Yeah.
And
So
we can talk about that too, because honestly,
thank you for understanding.
it's of course, it's all part of it. I've been really lucky. I haven't had hot flashes and I'm at the end of it.
God
Yay.
bless. God bless.
Oh,
Awesome.
I'm so happy. Anyways, back to organizing. I
And the
hope you
hot
feel
beat
better.
and the coffee. Thank you. I'm good. I'm good. And it's iced
Got
coffee.
it.
So it's odd that I'm sweating. It's not that it's hot coffee. So I'm like, All right.
No, you're totally right. It's a hot flash.
Thanks, Shira. Lurie. Continue.
Sure, sure. So some of the things to do around the holidays, one, this is while it's wonderful and fabulous, a lot of times people are much more busy than they normally would be.
Yeah.
So I really, as a professional organizer, time block as much as you can, but also really try and take care of yourself as much as you can. And I mean, we've talked about this before. My idea of self-care is a little bit more than face masks and hot baths, because we probably don't have time for those. But that's even, going for a walk with your family, just taking a little bit more time. And when things are absolutely chaotic, take a moment, stand there,
Okay.
and take in the joy. And a lot of people that I know are going to have a really nice time for the holidays, but there's mixed feelings with that. And all I say with that is, really just do the best that you can and make sure that you take some time for yourself. If nothing else, if that means sleep, and then make sure you've got sleeping is number one. And then I'm a big proponent of that. So do a little bit of self-care for yourself as much as you can, and also really try and schedule as much as you can. If you're off schedule or the time blocking doesn't work or whatnot, that's okay too. That's going to happen. But if you've got everything in line that you think that you need to have in line, when things do come up, you're a little bit more prepared and you're a little bit more organized. And so that brings a lot of people more peace of mind as well. And I feel like it's a wonderful time of the year, excuse me, but it's also a stressful time of the year. So if you can get organized, great. Time block that, declutter your house. I love that the caller called in and asked that, and I apologize, I don't remember their names.
Iman.
Iman, thank you. And thank you, Iman. That was an awesome question. Just take a little bit of time, and, put on some music, put things away, and then as much as you can, and then you're done, and then you go on to the next thing. And get the family involved if you have kids or something like that. They are absolutely, if they're part of the process, they'll definitely learn that as grown-ups or growing up, that this is something necessary for them to do as well. It's part of maintenance.
Got it. All right. Got it. Well, we still got 3 minutes left in the show here. And I like when you mentioned, making sure you make it a family thing and get all the kids together and stuff. And can I ask you about, I know we have so many more notes to get to, so I don't know where you wanted to go, but just quickly, I'm that type of person who has about 3 drawers in my bedroom don't shut. And they keep rolling out because it's too high, too much stuff in it. You mentioned something about keeping a catch-all space bigger than a drawer. It just made me think about that. What am I doing? I need to downsize what's in my drawers.
Yeah.
Guilty.
So that's
embarrassing.
It's not embarrassing. It happened.
I put a dehumidifier, which I don't even need in my bedroom, against the thing so it keeps it shut.
Okay. So after Christmas for you, because the kids are out of school, put a movie on for them and you go through those drawers and fix them, because they have to close. We're grown-ups. Your drawers have to close.
Thank you.
That's and there's nothing wrong with that. It's not bad or good. It's just the way that it is. And do
It's
one
bad.
drawer at a time.
Okay.
And since it's in your bedroom, I would recommend honestly taking the whole drawer out, putting it on your bed, make your bed first, put it on your bed, take everything out, decide what you want to go in those drawers or what originally was supposed to go in those drawers, and then just one at a time. And don't feel bad about getting rid of stuff, because you want to kind of have drawers and spaces 80% full, so that when you do get more things, you can put things in there and take things out.
Yeah. All right.
So
Thank
take
you.
a little time for Jill.
Thank you so much. And don't believe organizing's done just one way. No. There's different ways for everyone, right?
Yes. Everybody's different, and I really appreciate that, and I really love it. You know, everybody's unique and everybody is an individual. So people have different needs. And that's the best part about this business, is that I get to meet a lot of really wonderful people I wouldn't meet otherwise. And I love that part of this. So it's probably my favorite thing, besides them actually getting them organized.
Got it. All right. And what else did you want to add before we go?
So the best way to contact me is through my website, lifeorganizednola.com, or feel free to call me at 248-709-0609. My name is Shira Lurie. I'm a professional organizer, and I love what I do. So even if we don't work together, I'm happy to answer questions and things like that as well.
Perfect. Thank you so much. Merry Christmas to you.
Merry Christmas to everyone.
Happy holidays, happy everything, and Happy New Year. Will we talk before the New Year? Are we back on next week or no? Okay, good. Well, thank you so much. Always a pleasure having you here and getting myself ready for the new year, because you're the expert in the field that I need the most help in. And part of my New Year's resolution is getting organized. And I've started. I finally, it feels good, but I'm still making baby steps, and I want to make greater steps. But I've started, and I can tell you from experience, and those listening, the mental angst is a little less each and every day. I contain a pile, a room, a little. Yeah. So thank you for doing what you do and helping people like me.
Thank you so much. I love it. And I love hearing about your progress.
Well, thank you. I will keep you posted. You have a great day, and all of our listeners, stay tuned. Thank you, Shira.
Are you looking for even more of the podcasts and hosts that you love? The Podcast Business News Network is proud to announce that you now have even more ways to listen live. Check out the MyTuner Radio, online radio box, and Simple Radio apps on iOS and Android, or find us online. Search for Business News Network on mytuner-radio.com, or search Podcast Business News Network on streama.com and onlineradiobox.com/US. Take your podcast on the go and don't miss a minute of the action.
Broadcasting from the business capital of the world, this is the Podcast Business News Network.
For nearly 2,000 severely injured veterans, everyday life has become filled with barriers.
Day-to-day simple tasks can become pretty daunting.
I have to carry my chair up 2 flights of steps or have somebody do it for me.
What scares me the most is just the falling.
When I'm struggling with my house, I think, to have that one great barrier just knocked down, it's crucial.
Home for Our Troops is a wonderful nonprofit that builds a
mortgage-free, fully adaptive, handicap-accessible house.
And there's no catch.
It'll be our very first home that we've ever owned. This is a game changer.
This is where your life begins again.
We need you to join us in completing this important mission. Please visit hfotusa.org and help build homes and rebuild lives.
Because of you, everything's going to be okay.